Hello and welcome to Value Chain TV News Update. I am Kabir Lawal with the news. On the Value Chain TV News Update, the Northern Elders Forum has joined a number of civil society organizations to demand investigation terrorism financing in the country. Spokesperson and Director of Publicity and Advocacy for NEF, Abdulaziz Suleiman, who made the call while interacting with newsmen, asked President Bola Tinubu to investigate recent claims made by a former acting chief of army staff, Major General Danjuma Ali Kefi. Suleiman stated that the gravity of terrorism financing makes it important for the president to act forcefully in unraveling the truth. Value Chain TV asked some Nigerians their thoughts on this.
We have a simple way of going about it. If we should tell ourselves the truth, the government themselves should be honest to themselves and to Nigerians as a whole. Foreign terrorism and as a whole is self-sponsored. All these top politicians are involved. So what the government should do now, if this government should have human face, to come out with a policy that we now trap down all those sponsors. That's the only thing. If we can get a policy that track down all the sponsors, terrorism will go.
I'm sure that the speculation will be right, because if the elites are against this, I'm sure that they will provide solutions where we can stop it. For anything to last more than expected time, the time frame, we know that there are people who are actually benefiting from it. I would not expect that poor people should be financing, buying bombs, buying sophisticated guns, importing all sorts of sophistication. We are sure terrorism in Nigeria has gone, digital. There's so much technology in terrorism. They use all sorts of gadgets to improve their operations and the rest. So I'm sure that there are some big people who are actually sponsoring it.
They should start probing the people financing the terrorism, because if they are not probing them, nothing is. They won't stop it. It's a business. They are making money. First and foremost, I want them to go down to starting from the DPO. In every command where we have DPO at your unit, if there's any incident of such occur, it should be probed. It should be made to face behind the bar. It should be sacked, not even suspending. Sacked, then face the bar. Then the traditional ruler, they leave the business of maintaining peace in their domain. They are now into politics. What do you expect? Definitely such a thing will occur.
The chief executive of the Nigerian Economic Summit Group, Dr. Olusegun Omosakin, has canvassed for effective utilization of the nation's abundant resource capital as part of urgent measures needed to stabilize the economy and potentially reversing the current trend of mass immigration, now popularly described as Japa.
We have a better economic structure. Now we have a better macro stability situation. Now we have investors who are interested in the Nigerian economy. Now we can set our leg on a bigger goal, which happens to be wanting to be among the League of Nations.
Omisaki stated this during the year 2024 Microeconomic Outlook Summit. The NESG chief executive noted that government revenue recorded significant increase in year 2023 following the removal of subsidy on petrol and foreign exchange alignment. While acknowledging that the agricultural sector has substantial impact on employment, food security and inflation, he identified the government's role in monetary and fiscal policy as an essential in the 2024 economic outlook and roadmap forecast for the next 3 years. Nigeria seeks U.S. support on G20 United Nations Security Council slot. The federal government has requested the support of the United States to become a member of the G20 and to secure a seat on the United Nations Security Council. President Bola Tinubu made the request during a bilateral meeting with the U.S. Secretary of State, Antony Blinken, at the presidential villa in Abuja. A cross-section of Nigerians have reacted to the development. The report.
I just feel that's not a necessary thing for us now, based on the level of our economy right now. We have things more important for us to do, and once we are able to get to that height, that level where we're supposed to be, we will not need to advertise ourselves, but others will see what we can do and they will come around for it.
It's not realistic. Before you join other people outside, build your home economy first. When you build it, then you'll be able to expand. You have not yet built your own economy, and you are building. You can see dollars at today is at very high side. So there's no need to go to another place. Build your home nation first before you're talking about joining other G. We have a lot of serious challenge in this nation, and if the problem is not resolved, it's not advisable to go out to go and build another country.
To include Nigeria in the G20 nations, I think our president he needs to wake up. He should wake up to the realities on ground. Come of it, my friend. If I'm to see Tinubu, I will tap him on the back and tell him, Mr. President, please wake up.
Minister of State Petroleum Resources Gas, Ekpedipe Epo, has described new Nesgas 50,000 metric tons liquefied petroleum gas depot as one with the prospect of bridging Nigerians' growing energy demands and creating over 100,000 jobs across the country. Epo stated this while performing the groundbreaking ceremony for the project sited at the Oil and Gas Free Trade Zone, One, Rivers State. The minister described Nesgas' investment in the project as an incredible milestone in unlocking the country's abundant gas potential to support cleaner, more sustainable energy resources and diversify the economy. The Extractive Industry Transparency Initiative has charged the Nigerian National Petroleum Company Limited to provide further details on its 20% equity in the Dangote Petroleum Refinery. It gave the charge during a visit of the EITI delegation to Nigeria, stressing that the NNPCL had yet to clarify its equity in interest in the $20 billion refinery. The EITI Technical Director, Alex Godi, told journalists at its Abuja headquarters that the national oil firm should be more transparent, as there were a lot of questions surrounding the NNPCL's acquisition of 20% stake in the refinery. Meanwhile, oil marketers under the aegis of the Independent Petroleum Marketers Association of Nigeria have scolded the Nigerian National Petroleum Company Limited for alleged delay in the supply of petroleum products. Chuck Moses completes the report.
Speaking in an interview with journalists, the National Vice President of IPMAN, Hamid Fashola, asked the federal government to review the current distribution pattern with a view to giving priority to IPMAN members. He lamented that marketers have been forced to boycott NNPC Limited to source fuel from private depot owners at a higher cost. He further explained that some marketers who borrowed from banks could not pay back their loans, stating that many operators were being forced to put their stations up for sale to meet debt. Fashola narrated that marketers usually paid through the NNPC Limited portal with the hope of getting the product in 2 to 3 days, but this has not been the case recently. According to him, independent marketers own 80% of the filling stations in Nigeria and as such, deserve the lion's share in fuel allocation. For Value Chain TV, Chat Moses reporting.
The Bureau of Public Enterprises is initiating the sale of 5 power plants under the National Integrated Power Project at a cost of about $1.15 billion. Acting Director General, BPE, Ignatius Awu, confirmed this to newsmen recently. Sources at the Bureau have named the 5 power plants to include the 434 megawatt Gas Geregu Second Power Plant located in Kogi, 451 megawatts Omotosho Second Plant in Ondo, and 750 megawatt Olorushogo Second Plant in Ogun State. The 563 megawatt Udokpami Power Plant in Calabar, Cross River State, and 451 megawatt Benin Plant in Edo State. Have you ever experienced harassment or violence in workplace? Well, according to the International Labour Organization, ILO, more than 1 in 5 employed people experience violence and harassment in workplace. The ILO disclosed this in a news report emphasizing the need to use the occupational safety and health frameworks to address the root causes of violence and harassment and encourage collective action for gender-responsive and more inclusive, better work environments. Some Nigerians have shared their thoughts and experiences with Value Chain TV.
Is much than that, because I've experienced it, because the boss will actually want to pressure you and the salary they are giving is not even much. So now if you are not coming late to work, they will threaten you that you will lose this job. Do you understand? And sometimes when you maybe make a mistake, they'll cut your salary. So you imagine those kind of things, and they harass you. Sometimes they'll even give you a slap in case you did a mistake, just because you are trying to keep the job to make earnings. So for me, it's more than that.
Well, I can't say it's true, because for me to say it's true, that means it's a statement of fact. But right now, I don't know anything about that. But then I've actually experienced that, and I have someone close to me that have also experienced that too. So that person was supposed to get an employment. Then her immediate boss was pressuring her to go to bed with him at the point that he gave her a key to a hotel. And he told her to go there and wait for him. So he told her that it's either she goes there to wait or she collects the sack letter on the table. So it was that bad. Mostly it's ladies that face this stuff.
Junior colleagues get to suffer workplace harassment, as like regarding how to respect their senior colleagues, how to run errands for them, how to do things for them because they feel, okay, I'm your senior colleague. So they tend to treat these people very unfairly. The likes of the cleaners, the security men, even sometimes secretaries do face workplace violence, especially from their main bosses, those that are working directly with their bosses. Sexual harassment happens. Personally, I won't say I have experienced workplace violence, but I've experienced, how will I put it now, overworking myself simply because my boss felt like, okay, I am paying you a particular amount of money and you owe me that obligation of getting your job done. Whether you are sick, whether you are busy, just make sure that you get my job done.
And that's it on the Value Chain TV News Update. I am Kabir Lawal. Thanks for watching.